Welcome to another Stellar song tutorial. In this lesson, we are going to be learning how to play Yesterday by the Beatles. Now, traditionally, the song is played by Paul McCartney by tuning all your strings down by a whole tone. But honestly, who has time for that? In this lesson, we are going to be learning to play the song in standard tuning, which is going to make it so much easier and more convenient for you to practice and play along with me at the end of this lesson. Now, this song is all about finger picking, so let's go in for a close-up. I'll see you there. So we're going to go ahead and start by learning the intro of the song, which is based around a 4-fingered G major chord. So let's learn the finger picking pattern, which gets used throughout the song. And once you can do this, you are going to be able to play the majority of the song Yesterday. So your thumb is going to be playing the bass strings. This is going to depend on which chord you are playing. So for example, when we start on that G major chord, the bass string is going to be our low E string. Then we're going to be playing the G, B, and E strings with our index, middle, and ring. So our index finger will be on the G, our middle finger will be placed on the B string, and our ring finger on the high E string. Okay, so we're going to play these 3 notes at the same time. And we're going to do that 3 times in a row. So this is going to be one round of the picking pattern. It's going to sound like this. We play a bass, and then 3 plucks in a row. 1, 2, 3. And for the intro, we repeat that 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So moving on into looking at the verse of the song, the music will be up on the screen for line 1. We're going to be starting on that G major chord again. Okay, and we're going to play 2 picking patterns. But just take note of that open low E string on the last beat. Okay, so it's going to sound like this. Bass, pluck, 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 bass, pluck, pluck, open E string. Okay, so that bass E string comes in on that last beat. So one more time. The next chord we have is an F sharp minor. Okay, now there's a much easier way to play this instead of having to play a bar chord version of this. Okay, and what we're going to be doing is using every single finger to play in the 2nd fret. So our first finger is going to play in the 2nd fret on our low E string. And then we're going to stack our 2nd, 3rd, and 4th fingers on top of each other on the G, B, and E string. And we do 1 round of the picking pattern on that F sharp minor chord. So we're going to do a bass, pluck, pluck, pluck. Then we're going to be changing to our B7 chord. Now, instead of playing a regular B7, which means we need to then, rearrange all our fingers, there's a much easier way to do this. All we need to do is take our first finger and we're going to shift it down to the A string. And then you have 2 options here. You can either lift your ring finger up off the strings. I find that a little bit awkward. So what I just tend to do is I just move my 3rd finger and I place it into the 2nd fret on that high E string. And we also do 1 round of the picking pattern on the B7 chord. Now that is a really easy transition, okay? So we have that F sharp minor to the B7. Okay, and then from here we have an E minor chord. So all we're going to do is take that first finger and move it into the 2nd fret on the D string, and we're going to play 1 picking pattern. And then from there we have a sort of walking bass line where we're going to be playing that 2nd fret on the D string with our thumb, pluck, open strings, open D string, pluck, open strings. So we're walking down. we do our bass string, bass, pluck, 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 bass, pluck, open string, pluck. Our C major chord is next, and we're going to do one round of the picking pattern here. Bass, pluck, 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 just on a regular C major. And then we're going to transition to a D major, and our thumb is going to play the D string as an open bass string. So in total, that first line of the verse is going to sound like this, starting on the G. Here we go. And 1. Then when we get to the second line, we're going to be starting on our G chord again. And this time we have a walking bass line. So first, starting off with one round of the picking pattern. So we have bass, pluck, pluck, pluck. And then our walking bass line is going to be a bass, pluck. And then we're going to take our first finger and place it into the second fret on the low E. So that bar in total. And this is leading us into one round of an E minor chord. Okay, from here we're going to be going to an A major chord. So just take note here that our index, middle and ring fingers are now going to shift one string up. So we're going to be picking the D, the G and the B string. Okay, and our thumb is playing the A string. And then that final beat is are all going to be open strings. Okay, so again, just the E minor to the A, we're going to be starting. That first part is quite easy because it's all open strings. Even though I'm holding down an E minor chord, you don't really need to, but I like to just have it as a placeholder. So we have bass, pluck, pluck, pluck. We're going to go to that A major chord, bass, pluck, pluck, and then open strings. The last bar there we have is a C major, and we're going to play that all together. We're going to be playing our A, D, G, and B strings with our thumb, index, middle, ring. And we're going to play that all at once. Okay, and then from here we're going to a G, and we play that twice as well, all at once. Followed by 3 plucks of the G, B, and high E string. So that bar, starting on the C, is going to sound like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. One more time. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if we do the whole line, it's going to sound like this. Starting on the G, 2, 3, 4, 1. So let's go ahead and put the whole verse together. So this picking pattern used in the verse, you're going to use this for every single verse. There's no variation. Whenever there's a verse sung in the song, this is a picking pattern you can use for every single verse. So we're going to start on the G. 1, 2, 3, 4. Before we dive into the next section, if you are enjoying learning fingerpicking songs like this one, then I want to encourage you to check out my fingerpicking course called Let's Pick It Up. Inside the course, we go through proper fingerpicking technique. We learn how to develop our thumb independence. We learn about Travis picking, folk style fingerpicking, as well as offering you a repertoire of beautiful songs ranging from country to Spanish to classical to folk. You name it, we cover it. It is such a fun course to be part of. So if this sounds like something that you'd be interested in, then click the link below this video, go and check it out, and I really hope to welcome you into the Let's Pick It Up guitar course. Right, let's get back into the lesson today. Great, so the next section is the chorus, and the first chord is a B7 over F sharp. This is very similar to what we were playing in the verse, with just one small change, okay? So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going back to that F sharp minor chord. So if you think of F sharp minor, okay, all we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking away a finger. So we can take that pinky off and just move that third finger down into that second fret on the high E string. We play one round of the pattern on that B7 over F sharp. Bass, pluck, pluck, pluck. We're then heading over to a B7 chord. So we take that first finger and we're just going to move it into the second fret on the A string. And our thumb comes down to the A string. Also just for one round of that picking pattern. So that first bar in total, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The next part is different to the finger picking pattern that we've been using. We're only needing to pluck 2 strings at a time. So this is what it's going to sound like. Okay, so I like to play with my first finger in that second fret on the D string. And I'm going to just be plucking with my thumb and my middle finger. You're welcome to use your first finger. I like to use my second finger. So we're going to pluck the D string and the high E string together. I then like to move my third finger, high E string on the second fret, and we pluck the same 2 strings. From here, I slide my third finger into the third fret on the high E string, and I place my second finger into the third fret on the A string. And from here, I then slide that entire shape back to the second fret before I lift my third finger to get that open E string. And it's a good idea to maybe try and link that first bar with that second bar. So it's going to sound like this from the first bar. Next up, we have one round of the picking pattern on the A minor. So our thumb is going to be playing the A string as its root note. And then we have one round on the D, and our root note is now the D string. And that last bar we have is a G major, and we're going to play one round of the pattern. And then we're going to do exactly what we did in the very first bar of the verse. Bass, pluck, pluck, open E string. Okay? This is just a leading note into the next line of music. So if I play that entire line of music for you, it's going to sound like this, starting on the B7 over F sharp. Here we go. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and A minor, D, G. And then the second line of tab for the chorus is identical to the first line, except if you look at that final bar, we're going to be playing the G chord and we're going to hold it for 4 beats. So that final bar is just going to be the G major chord plucked all the strings at the same time. So we have our thumb, index, middle, ring, playing all the strings, and we hold it for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's it for all the important parts of the song. What we're going to be doing next is a full playthrough of the song. So have your guitar ready and let's get started. Right, get ready for a full playthrough. A 1, 2, 3, 4. Yesterday, all my troubles seem so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Suddenly, I'm not half the man I used to be. There's a shadow hanging over me. Oh, yesterday came suddenly. Why she had to go, I don't know, she wouldn't say. I said something wrong, now I long for yesterday. Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Why she had to go, I don't know, she wouldn't say. I said something wrong, now I long for yesterday. Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. And that, my friends, is how to play Yesterday on the acoustic guitar. I really hope that you enjoyed learning with me today. If you did, then please go ahead and click that like button. And why not subscribe to my channel and come and join us over here in the Stellar Guitarist community. If you enjoyed learning this Beatles song, then I know you're going to love learning how to play And I Love Her, which is being suggested to you right now on the screen. So go check that out. And until next time, I will see you in another Stellar Guitarist song tutorial. Have a really wonderful day, everyone. Bye.